Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Unreal Engine Twitch live stream. Sorry, got a little water in my throat. We're here today with Carlos Coronado from Barcelona, Spain.
Hey.
Came all the way to the States. This is your first time in the States?
Yeah, first time in the States.
All right, and he came to the gigantic city of Raleigh.
Yeah, where
Yeah.
everything's shortly.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're going to talk about his game Mind, some of the things that he's working on now, and some of his work at University of Barcelona. We're really glad to have him, and then at the end we're going to kick off our game jam. So welcome. Thanks for coming back every week. We love you guys. And on to the news, shall we? All right. Where's my mouse? There we go. All right. So each week, except for that 1 week, we get new marketplace content out to you guys. This week is like any other. John's got a really great post with all kinds of excellent information in there. I'm just going to roll on down to the important bits here. So in environments, we've got Luos's Modular Rock / Cave Pack by Luos, which has been rolling around on a number of online channels, Twitch, Facebook, groups, things like that. So definitely check out. There's a lot of content in there. So thanks a lot, Luos. Cool stuff. Weapons, Zombie Melee Weapons by Zhong Seung-kyo. And Blueprints Persistent Graphics Menu, which has got really great branding and advertisement with itself, probably using Persistence Graphics Menu, by Indie Entropy. And then in Music and Sound, we've got Badlands Music Pack 1 by Michael Lamana, Deep Space Music Pack 1 by EchoSpawn Studios. I've never been to Deep Space to listen to the music, but I guess I can now. I can figure out exactly what it sounds like. Short Metal Loops by Alchemy Studio, another BC Rich Warlock in Blue Flames this time. That's got to be a real barn burner. Let's see. And Monster Screams by Alchemy Studio. So go check those out today. You should have those in your launcher. If you haven't opened it, you should expect an update that will make all of these things available to you. I'm going to close this tab. Here we go. All right, so for any Brazilian developers, if that's you or if it's somebody you know, you're definitely going to check out a series of lectures that we're doing there in May. There's a lot of information on this page, but the short is it starts on May 4th and goes through May 9th in Rio de Janeiro, Sao Paulo, Recife, and Fortaleza. So check that out. A lot of the Eventbrites are already full, or they're getting close. So if you are in the area of any of those places, you can make it to us and you're interested. Please go register at the Eventbrite RSVP so we can make sure we've got space for you. And all right, I wanted to call out this blog too from the Snowforged Entertainment team that is building Starfall Tactics. There's a lot of really great information in here about some of the challenges they've run into and how they approach them in building their game. So Starfall is this kind of top-down strategy game in space. It looks really awesome. I can't wait to get my hands on it. But they go through a lot of the individual challenges they had in making some of the laser beams and some of the effects they had in the game. So lots of really cool information in here that you can pull from and use in your thing. So thanks a lot, Vaseline team. Really, really cool. And if I can, oh gosh, I'm not very good with this mouse. So also this week, 4.75 hotfix is live. It's got very little fixes in it, but they're very crucial to some specific people. Like, so there's some crashes between when upgrading from 4.7.3 to 4.7.4. We wanted to get out to you guys, and then there's landscape crashes on Linux and some updates to content examples. So we wanted to go ahead and roll this out. I don't know what our plans are necessarily for future hotfixes for 4.7. As I mentioned last time on the stream, we are moving closer to the 4.8 branch date and preview stuff. So I actually pinged Mike Fricker and Ray to see if they could come on in the next couple weeks and give us some more info. So if y'all see them on the forums or anything, poke them and say, hey, you should hop on the stream and tell us about things because we are interested. Anyway, so go ahead and update to 4.7.5. It should fix these following issues and yeah, make your life better. All right. So everyone should be very familiar with our Feedback for Epic forum, where it's a place for you guys to give feedback about the product directly to us. You know, our engineers are in there, a lot of our team leads are in there, artists, everybody that's working on Engine spends a lot of time in these forums, listening to what people have to say, myself included. Jeff Wilson and the doc team have opened up a sub-forum here for documentation-specific feedback. we want to go ahead and gather some of what you think specific to our documentation. We've heard things that people want, things that people think are already deprecated with changes we've made in the engine, and places that we can improve. And that's definitely something we always want to continue doing, is improving for you guys. And with that, it's yeah, we wanted to open this up to the public. It's been kind of private with a small group. We're now happy to invite everybody to come in and tell us what you think. And a couple of real quick games. Oh yeah, so some game-specific news. So Grab is a UE3 game that launched out earlier this year, and they have just put it it's in early access, but you can actually get it for 30% off for the next few days. So wanted to call that out for the Bit Monster guys, let you know that if you haven't picked up Grab, great game, go check it out. It's fairly inexpensive, $13.99. Really, really cool game. Big fan myself. And other release news with games, the Tower of Guns indie darling that has been on Steam for quite some time, built by Joe Mirabello up in Boston, is now coming to PS4. It should be out now, yeah, April 7th, so a couple of days back, and it's free for PS Plus members. So if you got a PS4, pull it down, check it out. A lot of fun game. I've been emailing with Joe lately, and he's really excited that this is coming out. Really cool to see this come to console. So definitely do that. Great. Yeah, I'll be grabbing it this weekend and playing around with it. Give me a reason to get back into my PS4, other than Dragon Age. All right, and so yeah, real quick onto Community Spotlight. First, I'm gonna do. Oh gosh, this is the one I need. Is that the one? I think so. Videos. Yeah. So Deep Echo. I'm gonna start this over here, and can I get full screen? Is that it? Oh yeah, great. So Deep Echo. Shelley, you getting sound? Yeah. Great. So Deep Echo is a underwater VR experience. It's a lot of VR. Actually, it's funny because Carlos and I have been talking about VR and cockpit games where you're sitting down. They work really well. There's a lot of design problems have already been solved there, and so people are really taking games that have a player sitting in a space that's moving, and really doing fun stuff with it. This is like an underwater exploration game, and it would kind of scare the crap out of me, I think, with a little bit of claustrophobia myself and watching this move. So
look at this planned collision with the ship.
Yeah, so there's a really cool HUD. They'll hop up here in a minute and see it. So for y'all that are interested in exploring the actual last frontier on Earth before we actually go to the stars. Where are we going to the stars? We haven't even explored the ocean yet. We can't even get to the spaces there. Anyway. I've seen some other things that are very similar to this, a little more educational and less, sci-fi or, experimental. And this is definitely something I want to get my hands on. This is by Rafael Pica. Yeah, really nice HUD there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great use. It's funny. Carlos and I have been talking about VR for a lot this week, especially with like UI elements and building them into space, building them into your environments. And so I think this game does that really well.
I mean, the HUD work and the fog work, how it makes the silhouettes in the CR. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah. Whole stuck. See, this is where I'd be like, oh no, I need out of here. I need to leave right now. See, even the player is getting a little antsy. Yeah. Nope, that's terrifying. Okay. All right, and I'm out. So cool. So you can check out more at Deep Echo at pixelgod.net. I'm going to close out that video. And then, yeah, there's a full forum on it here where you can actually download the game and check it out and give feedback to. Forum user is Pixter. Yeah, so we'll have that link up after the fact. And I think Alexander's grabbing some of these and dropping them for you guys as well. So more videos on the site there too. So cool stuff from Deep Echo. All right, and the next thing we've got here is I've got this video. So this one's been out for a while, but we haven't had a whole lot of community spotlight stuff since we had Bill last week, and he had so much content to cover we had to skip it. So I'm catching up on some things that have been around for a bit. But this is AVR London. They are a collection of artists, architects, and researchers in London. You guessed it, that are working on some, real-time visualizations in Unreal 4, and they made this video. It just kind of came out of nowhere, rolled across Twitter, doing like actual footage versus the real-time screen grabs, and it's like pretty damn close. Some of these, it's really hard to tell. Dana and I were looking at it, like covering up the top and trying to pick out which one was actually, you know, the actual one. Outside of just a few artifacts and reflection, they're pretty spot on. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of this. That uncanny valley is getting less and less uncanny. Well, I guess.
At least for buildings.
Yeah. Humans are still really weird. And it was this one right here where it looked like the actual footage, the reflections looked fake. They looked too glossy. It's like, yeah, that's not.
No, that's surreal.
Yeah.
I'm the reality.
Yeah. Anyway. Some really cool stuff out of AVR London. And yeah, they've even got a quick, this is a pretty long video, so I'm going to go ahead and pull it down. But they've even got a post up on the forums as well by user, it's either TuxEmax or TuxMax. When it's all capital, it's hard to know where to accent what. It's actually their only post there, but yeah, you can hop in there and say hello, say wow, say I think that you're faking it. That's what I was going to say. Here it is. But yeah, really cool stuff from AVR London. So thanks, guys. And then let's see what we got next. Oh yeah, so if you've been watching the internet space at all, at least in game dev circles, Polycount and Algorithmic put on a really great competition called like the Throne Room Challenge, and we have been watching it for a while. It's been flying around Twitter. Everybody I know is talking about it, and watching the works in progress has been really, really exciting. You know, like I wish I was an artist to participate in something like this.
The level of the artists in the competition is top notch.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And so with that, they've been announcing their top 10, and from the 9 that they've announced, 8 of them are in UE4. So in a like I guess collaboratively, they are the next community spotlight entry, and we'll go ahead and take a look at some of those now. So number 10 is this really great. It's When 8-Bit Was King by Warren M., who's actually an Epic employee. And I've been watching this on his Facebook for a while. It's The Throne. It's his old computer, and there's a tape deck up here.
Nowadays Throne.
What's that?
Nowadays Throne.
Yeah, exactly. So really cool stuff. And all the Polycount links actually have, some breakdowns of the actual art, and everybody's been posting their works in progress. So really good there. The next one is the Drug Lord's Throne from the Drug Lord's Throne Room from, I think it's Ben Cooney. And so it's just like reminds me a little bit of Scarface or Constantine, and then some. Yeah, that chair's probably had somebody shot in it before, but a really great looking scene. I'd pull these up to full screen, but I don't think I can get them back down by the time we actually head out. So, okay, great, thanks, Shelly. And then the next one up, we've got this one is.
Whoa.
Yeah, I can't read the name of it. There's no real name on it, but it's like
Joshua Williams Parabolas.
Great, thank you. Joshua Williams Parabolas. Yeah, really awesome. The lighting in this is great. Like I want a Mass Effect game that looks like this. I want all of the things actually, but this is just really, really beautiful. Great lighting and immersive work. And then I'm trying to take too much time. King Frog Room, which has got a little bit more of a jovial theme to it, I do suppose. I can maybe pull up a little bit and get some detail in on this because it's hyper stylized, but really good use of light and color. Big fan of that one. And then let's see what we got here. That is Crucible.
Crunchy Nut.
Oh, Crunchy Nut. Thanks. Carlos has got better eyes than me. Oh, that's not at all what I wanted. Thanks, Link. Let's see if we can get a full size up in here. So yeah, the concept's like the stairs up to a hand that's holding, a giant beast's head where the throne is, which is super creepy, and I love it. So awesome. And got one more here. Oh gosh, Throne of the Jade Emperor. I'm gonna get this one up a little bit better too. There's like extreme amount of detail in a lot of the furniture here and the other accessories. Just awesome work. And Evil Emperor of the Andromeda Galaxy watches over his domain. Yeah, I would totally be that evil emperor. And a lot of these are built, with Substance Designer and Painter using those tools.
Such a great tool.
Yeah, really powerful. Yeah, we had
Yeah.
those guys out here on the stream.
I
They're
haven't tried yet, but I've seen a lot of videos in their YouTube channel, and it looks amazing.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. So, and then second place here is, I think this one's second. I think I'm caught up. Yes, the Temple of Utu, which is just stunning work. Yeah, really great. This just makes me so jealous. Like, I said something on Twitter the other day. Like, I really wish I could trade one coding language I know to be able to do just like a tenth of
It's
this,
a mono
just
block.
a little bit, right? But yeah, really great work. So definitely check that out. It's on Poly. If you go to polycount.com, they've got the listing of all of these games there, or all these scenes there. And they haven't announced their first place winner. At least they didn't by the time we started the stream. Got a pretty good idea of which one it is. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen it too if you're paying attention to Twitter or anything. But yeah, so let's see. Next thing we've got up here is, oh yeah, that's a Gun Cat. So let me grab the video for Gun Cat. Dun, dun, dun. Skip some of the intro stuff. From the acclaimed creators of Dying Light comes the next evolution of shooter games. A sleeping kitten.
In your face.
Yeah, a sleeping kitten who's angry at these birds. And so he has a bazooka cannon.
Because why not?
Yeah, why not? So this is built by Short Break, and it's on iOS. It's actually available now. You can download it. It's a free-to-play game. Ellen's our events manager. If you've ever been to any of our events, you've met Ellen, I'm sure. She's definitely a character, but we were at lunch the other day talking about this and playing it. She's a lot better than I am. I'm not very good at tapping the screen, but there's all kinds of cool stuff in this. And it's a really great 2D game built in UE4, which I really like, rich animations, and even your cat can play, apparently. Look at that go. Gun Cat available now. So what I like most about Gun Cat is the team did a full breakdown and post-mortem on our forums. So if you're interested in the game or talking to somebody about their experience in building, especially 2D mobile, there's all kinds of great, this just goes on and on. There's some great information, and they're active, and the Short Break team is active in talking back and forth with our community about some of the decisions that are made and stuff like that. So if it interests you, definitely go check it out. And oh, they had even dropped 10 promo codes for a different game, a previous Unreal game. So yeah, I would definitely hop in there and chat with these guys, especially they're giving things away. So cool stuff. Gun Cat. And then next one we've got is Submerge. So Submerge is by Iceberg Studios, and it's been in kind of a work in progress development for a while on our forums. And it's like an underwater strategy game. It's got elements of like Dota and StarCraft 2, and this is like their first gameplay video that they've put out so far. I really like a lot of the water effects.
I've wondered if underwater games are going to become a genre or something, because lately we've been getting like a lot of underwater games.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I like with a lot of the post effects and other VFX like the distortion right through there, that we're able to do things that feel a little bit more like you're looking into an aquarium, right? I'm gonna try to skip ahead a little bit here. Oh, it's almost done. Okay, great.
Wow,
so yeah,
that dove effect is fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, so the cool thing about this one too is in the forums, sorry again, cat. So the Iceberg team has actually not only just said, hey, here's our game, here's a video, but they break down all of their, it's like a whole design doc in here. You can hop down to all their developer blogs, they're listed. It just goes on and on and on. There's just
Priceless.
Yeah, all kinds of great info about how they're planning their game, concept art around the creatures that are going to be inside of their game, the environments themselves, and on top of that, they actually have a sign up for the playtest they're taking requests to actually get your hands on it and doing a full FAQs inside our forums, which is super awesome. I love it when developers like this, like so open about their game. They want to get it in people's hands. They want to talk about some of their processes and see what people actually think, and then listen to that and have a conversation. Versus it's like, oh, here's the thing I'm working on, and just shovel out content. This conversation is really great, and yeah, I really can't wait to see what it becomes over the next few months. It's come a long way in the last few. So, I mean, lots of stuff in there. All right, so let me close that out. All right. Which camera are we? Are we one? Boom. Yes. Sorry. We added a third camera today, and sometimes I just don't know where to look, which is okay. So you have to bear with me, audience. Anyway, with that, so hey, Carlos, welcome to North Carolina.
Thank you.
Yeah, you've been here for a few days. Have you liked it so far?
Well, I think America, it's an amazing country. Had a little trouble with the security check in the airport, but so far so good. Aside from that, you guys have treated me well.
Oh, that's awesome. We're glad you're having a good time. I mean, it's no city on the water like Barcelona, but I'm glad you're enjoying it. So you're out here with us. You're going to be with us at ECGC tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about Carlos.
Well, okay. So, I'm Carlos Coronado. I'm 23 years old. I'm from a game developer from Spain. And I started working with Unreal Engine like a while ago with UDK. Before that, I've been doing like some Left 4 Dead 2 modding, I did a campaign called Barcelona, and then I just wanted to get it Unreal. And yeah, so 3 years co-creating a game called Mind, Path to Thalamus, which is a first-person shooter. Well, it's a first-person game, not a shooter. In fact, the main idea behind the game is, can I make a game, not a walking simulator,
Right.
in first person, where you can't shoot anything? Because I mean, even in Portal, you shoot portals.
Right.
It's
the anti-shooter.
yeah, and it's a first-person game about puzzles in big open environments, but the gameplay feels a lot like a puzzle game.
Okay.
And well, aside from that, I'm teaching at the University of Barcelona, and right now I'm doing a lot of research in virtual reality stuff, and we're going to show some of it, called Beer Olive. And yeah, right now I'm also working in doing the UE4 version of Mind Path to Thalamus.
So you're moving it over to UE4 from UDK.
Yeah, I'm moving it, and at the same time, it's not a port, but I'm actually changing the things that didn't work, like some users said, "Oh, I wish that there was no voice acting in the game." And so now we're giving the player the chance to, inside the main story, to no voice acting at all, or we're changing some part of the levels, the ending a little bit. So we're improving the game.
Gotcha. So you're adding. It's like a Mind Path to Thalamus plus.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just a little bit more.
the forest is
updated.
so different right now that the forest level will
Yeah.
show them.
Okay, awesome. Well, cool. Yeah. So with that, we've got a build of it here. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this
Yeah.
off. And real quick, you got a video too that we wanted to show. So yeah, if you want to pop open the video for mine, should be right on the right side. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab it. Da, 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 da. So this is your trailer, right?
Yeah, that was a Greenlight trailer we
Okay.
used for the game.
Yeah. So you had a Steam Greenlight campaign, and then you launched the game on Steam
Yeah.
in August.
Yep, in August.
August 5th. So.
How many times?
The campaign was actually pretty good, and in 2 weeks we were greenlit.
Oh, awesome.
So-
yeah, that's great.
It was fantastic.
Really quick turnaround there. I played that level earlier. Let's get this out of the way. Yeah, you've got some really great. I'll let you speak more to it in a bit, but it's some really great environmental mechanics.
Yeah, I mean, the game itself is about changing the environment. If you guys are not seeing any puzzle element, that's because the environment, the landscape is the puzzle, and as a player you can change. For example, now it's going to go to the past, and now some ruins are going to appear. It's not a game about the puzzles built in the top of the environment, but the environment itself are the puzzles. we'll try a little bit of it in a bit.
Yeah, awesome.
I love this level.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
If you guys like the music, the artist is Chris Zabriskie. He's a great artist, and all his music is free for commercial use.
Oh, awesome.
So give it a shot. It's in Spotify, in YouTube.
Chris.
Really, Chris Zabriskie.
Zabriskie.
Yeah, Australian guy, really talented.
Okay, great. Yeah, and so how many people worked on mine with you? It's pretty small.
Yeah, I mean, like 95% of the art that you've seen in the trailer has been done by me, and even all the programming. But we're a team of 3, like Danny Navarro, and great artist, doing some great illustrations, and Luca Nieto, who helped a lot with the script. But yeah, we really reduced team. We were trying to keep things small.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, yeah, I love to see the, you know. Oh, is this all right?
No, it's
Okay.
fine.
Okay, great.
You can close it now.
Yeah, so you know, I love stories of like 2 or 3 people coming together, developers with, you know, like mind, working towards that common goal, and, you know, actually making it happen. You know.
Yeah, I mean, something it's hard because something you feel like really alone. I mean, I have to make it. I mean, there are some days for me that were just about populating the world with rocks.
Yeah, the whole day.
Yeah, the whole day.
The whole day.
And it has to be done.
You might lose your mic, just FYI, so you can pinch it. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, it's, you know, we talk a lot. I talk to a lot of developers. I mean, pretty much all I do. And you know, I've shipped games in the past, and it's like it's really easy to get passionate about something and work towards a goal, but like actually getting it done is a lot of work, especially when there's only, like, you know, 3 of you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the difference between an idea and an actual ship product is just work.
Yeah.
Work and work and work, and the ideas are worthless, but video games are. So
Yeah.
you have to keep trying. I mean, 3 years to making that game.
Yeah. I mean, it's worth the time, though, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's awesome. And so, did you run into any, like, huge problems in development that were like the big challenges with that? Like, what did you run into that, like, you thought might break you?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest problem is the daily basis. That when you develop a game such like this, you can't be constantly thinking in the ending of the development process.
Right.
You have to think like day by day. Okay, so now I need to put rocks, and tomorrow probably 2, and in a week I will be setting up some grass. But it has to be done. I mean, you have to be like really step by step.
Yeah.
If you're not going like that, if you're just thinking in the goal, you're probably going to get lost.
Okay. Yeah, that's good advice. It's what is it? A marathon, not a sprint, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the biggest enemy while making a game, it's yourself.
Yeah, and then your own accountability and motivation. Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, you have a build of it over on the machine, right? Like, we can take a look at some of the
We have it
mechanics.
over here. So if you want to play it, okay. So this level over here is one of the first puzzles in the game. We'll go over. There you go.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah,
take.
and in this stage of the game, the only thing that the player knows is you have to reach that mirror on the top of that ring. That's it.
Gotcha. So yeah, this is the one
Yes.
I
Try to grab it.
All right. So I'm gonna make some of the mistakes.
So as you can see, you're failing and
Yes.
failing, and then why? Is this a bug? No, it's not.
Carlos is calling me a failure, which is okay. I am a failure. All right. So with these reflections, the first thing that sticks out to me is that they're not the same as what I see above, right?
Exactly. That's it.
So you've got to find a way to get to said mirror, right?
Exactly. So in the end, it's a memory game.
Yeah. So I know what's down here. You can step back and see, okay, there's actually a staircase over there.
Exactly.
And roll around.
And the actual
There
challenge
we
is
go.
once you are up, you can't see the reflection any longer.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's how water works.
Yeah.
So you have to keep a good memory.
All right. So I can see there's a path that comes to that pillar and then goes to
Yeah.
the center,
Exactly.
goes back around. All right.
So this is the puzzle that we used to tell the player. This is not a puzzle game where if you walk around, you're just going to get the answer in front of you by chance.
Right.
You have to
it's not like a
take the
standard
instance.
puzzle where
Yeah.
you can see where the thing is. You have to find.
Exactly. You're not going to mess around and find the solution. You have to take some distance and see where you are.
Got it. And then flip the mirror.
Yeah.
Dun, dun,
Then
dun.
next level. And
The chat, that's vicious.
funny thing is, okay, so now you know how the gameplay
Yes.
we have. So yeah, this one is another easy one, but boom.
Yeah.
What about it? And we start building on top and top. Really soft player learning curve.
Mm-hmm.
But even at the by the way, to all the game developers over there, the reflections are not actually reflections.
Yeah.
It's geometry backwards.
Right.
So that's how we did the reflection different from the reality, because it's your models and
Yeah.
the water is not water, it has transparency.
Yeah, that's the cool part about this is when we were first talking, it's like there's no actual reflections in that water.
Yeah.
It's just the mesh flipped upside down, or it exists or doesn't exist, and so
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to show you one of the ending levels and the puzzle, so you guys can see how difficult they get to be.
okay.
Okay, so in this stage over here, the player already knows every mechanic of the game. So you just walk over here, and the players know that if he steps or a ball is in these white flowers over here,
Mm-hmm.
it will become nighttime. And in nighttime, you activate the portal so you can travel great distance in the environment.
Okay.
But the deal is you can actually maintain that portal activated without being here. So
So you're trying to make that portal active
exactly
without
by-
you having to stand there.
Exactly.
Got
So
it.
how do we do it? Well, there's a ball over there, but this ball only exists during nighttime.
Okay.
And also, when the ball falls down in this hole, it will reappear again. But if you take a look over here, there's another
more of the
night there.
flowers.
So the process is at least what I was trying the player to understand is, okay, you have to make the ball go there.
Okay.
And so to do that, you have to mess around with nighttime. So if I step in, the ball appears, and if I step back, it disappears, but it also loses the motion.
Right. But it
And-
stays where it was.
Yeah, exactly. And this one's one of those back to future things, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, we build a puzzle around it. So the ball loses the motion over there. If I activate nighttime again,
So it actually you actually stop the physics on it
Yeah,
completely.
exactly.
And it starts again as like
that's it.
not a sleep item. An item that's asleep. It's awake, but it just doesn't have any current velocity.
Exactly, exactly. And now the night is activating
Got it.
the nighttime, and you could just go to the portal and activate it. I mean, it's nighttime. We have rain. Rain is for growing up some part of the environment.
Yeah.
We have future and past. Like some objects, just the rains in the past are not rains. We even
Okay.
have fog. I mean, it's a lot of them. So
Yeah, yeah. You got
There you go.
beautiful looking weather or time of day environment or effects in each of the scenes too. Like when you were showing me from the video, even just kind of things rolling back and forth. And you did a lot of the art for those.
Yeah, like 95% of the
Awesome.
art of the programming.
That's great.
Of the final art in the game.
That's
It's
awesome.
something really different.
And so it's so you got it on Steam now.
Yeah.
And you're looking at making that your Mind Plus.
Yes.
For UE4. And I know you've got that project pulled up here too. Is
Yeah.
there anything in particular that you're able to kind of show off with us today, or?
Yeah, sure. I mean, so I bring the whole project in UE4. So let's show it over here. And this is Mind UE4 because we're going to release it to virtual reality, PS4, Xbox One,
Gotcha.
Linux, Macs, basically everything we can.
Yeah.
But we're going to make it right. Excuse me. We're not just doing to make a port or something.
Right.
So what I did is building a game loop. This is one of the environments for mine, and this is the landscape tool with all the foliage.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go over here, this in a really tiny space, all the gameplay elements that the puzzles of Mind use. Like you
Okay.
have the night activation, the
Right.
fog
This
activation.
is like your toolbox almost.
yeah, my toolbox. I mean,
Yeah.
all the puzzles are made with these pieces,
Okay.
and then I just have to populate the environment.
Just
with
drag
that.
them in. So you have a
And-
single map that you just copy and then
Yeah,
just drag your stuff
exactly.
over
And
to.
something that's really awesome about this is that I'm actually using the level blueprint to set like 70% of
Of the
the logic
content?
behind it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So
So you're constructing a lot of the level and how it all works inside the level blueprint.
yeah,
on
and then
start.
I just have to save the map name with another name,
Mhm.
and just start tweaking the pieces a little bit. So
Got
they
it.
do the
Okay,
the
awesome.
puzzle. So yeah, this is all the game logic, how you activate the fog, how the rain behaves, a lot of matinee over here, even time, some custom functions for specific stuff like portals and so. But yeah, I mean the game is done by little pieces, and then a lot of people were asking, wow, why are you guys not showing anything? I can show you anything because all the work I've been doing is backward.
Yeah.
I haven't imported anything. But for those of you who wants to see how we are currently progressing, don't worry. I mean, for this level, all the export and import of this level from UDK to UE4 was done in 1 week. The week
Okay,
before
awesome.
I don't know if you remember, I told you I'm really busy doing this level because I want to have it ready.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, this is kind of like the opposite. That level was like more gameplay elements,
Mhm.
structures. This is a more scripted level.
Got
This is
it.
the intro of the game. We have this little tornado over here. In fact, let me play it.
It's the loud noises one.
Yeah, this one is the lowy one. I mean, tornadoes are low.
Oh yes.
Don't worry, there's audio. Yay, here we go. So this is the intro of the game, and it's everything much more scripted. So we just go over there.
Damn it. Not again.
And yeah,
Sophia!
this is some C. I mean, you can even see the vertex offset in the
Mhm.
wave, so it's 3D. The tornado is actually moving. Events that are happening all the time. Right, let me just enter over there. Whoops. Okay. And if I try to go back,
That boat just flying. Like, not today.
yeah, exactly. Even if you go back in the actual build of the game in UE3, you can actually see a cow flying over there.
Oh wow.
So if we go back, the tornado is much more near, and yes, this is all playable in VR right now.
Got it. Yeah, so we were talking about having the VR even with the little bit of camera shake, right? And,
Yeah,
and how well that's coming together for you.
yeah. I found a method to do camera shake in VR. Instead of rotating the camera like you will usually do, what I do is offset its position.
Right. Keep orientation the same.
Exactly. So the player can still move the head, and it doesn't cause dizziness, and you still get that screen shake effect. in
Yeah.
closer level.
It's almost like the environment next to you is moving versus 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 like you trying to move in the environment.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. No.
Yeah.
When you're walking in VR, you have to do all these kind of tricks.
Yeah.
And actually, let me show you some VR work I've been doing.
Yeah, and that's a good way to avoid, simulation sickness. In our quick start guide, there's a number of different best practices, and one of those is to avoid camera shake. But if you can do it in a way that doesn't
Yeah.
offset orientation, because your center of or your relation to gravity remains the same, it can definitely work that way.
Yeah, it's really important. So this now I'm going to show is more like VR Olive than mine,
Right.
and I'm going to actually show it to you with a headset, so you can
Cool.
see what's actually happening. I'm also showing all of this because sooner or later I will release all of this, all of what you have seen for free.
Oh, awesome.
So if people can mess around to see how stuff is done, like a scripted level and a puzzle in-game level,
Yeah, yeah.
and even the game menu. So okay, let's see. VR preview. Do I get it? Yeah.
All set?
Okay. So this is like the selection level where you will select what kind of experience you want. Now I click VR preview, but in VR Olive you can work at the same time in VR game and non-VR game, which is kind of awesome.
Yeah.
So we'll go here, we'll go to the menu.
There you go.
What? I'm seeing nothing in my headset, so I guess.
Oh, did it change on you? Oh, it went to. It went.
Let's
to
open the this one over here
Gotcha.
and make sure everything works. Right. This is just a compiled version of what you
What
are
we're
looking
looking at, yeah. This is the one we ran
Yeah,
earlier.
so now I choose Oculus for full screen.
It may have toggled it back and forth since it started. Not
Yeah,
this last time.
could be. Okay, so here we go. So I'm in the menu.
Nice picture-in-picture, Shelly. You can really see.
And as you can see, I've got here my virtual mouse, but I can also use like keys to select it.
Okay,
We
yeah,
have
yeah.
both ways implemented, so you could import it really easily for consoles. And if you go to settings, to graphic settings, this the part which I like most of the game. Now it's low FPS because we have a lot of stuff open in the background.
Right.
But I mean, here you could set every aspect of the game really quickly, so you can actually see what's happening. So if I tweak the detail mode, take a look at that tree trunk over there. See how it's disappearing?
Yeah.
And
it's like your nice little debug menu, right? So you
Yeah.
don't have to go into the editor to do it. This is
Yep,
handling
exactly.
it
And
for
as
you.
a player, you're seeing what you're tweaking,
Right.
which is kind of really nice.
It's almost like whenever you pick up a game, a shooter, and you get to go set,
Yeah.
your anti-aliasing or
Let
your
me quit
things
this
like that.
because I was really a little bit sick. Okay. No, better FPS.
Oh yeah, that's better.
So let's go for it.
I don't know, running what three instances of the editor is
Whoa.
not enough for you.
Yeah, so let's go to, for example, photogrammetry. And this is another thing that to my students, I'm putting a lot of effort of making them understand that photogrammetry is not actually difficult, or you don't need like a big equipment to make it. I mean, these rocks over here, and all the plants, all the floor, everything, the trunks, were captured in a single trip I did with my girlfriend to the forest. And with a simple reflex camera. It was the camera from 5 years ago.
Now, did you do much cleanup work after the fact, or?
Well, I did some clean work, but it's really automatic, like
Yeah.
with theta remesher from ZBrush and Photoshop. The cleanup is not really something that should take you away from photogrammetry.
Okay. Great.
I mean, and the results are just fantastic. I mean, you could see that. Yeah, it's not like perfect, like the assets you released from the kite demo or
Right,
the
right.
work that the people of the Panisico Fifth and Carter did.
Yeah,
But-
it looks fantastic for, you said, a 5-year-old camera.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
and just some techniques.
which mod people get used to photogrammetry. So now I'm going to show you a little bit of the game loop. So this is the pause menu and this is the enter. Okay. And now I'm going to show you the main key aspect of VR Olive. VR Olive is all about movement. I mean, I have detected that in VR first-person games, in seated experience, not in stand-up experience, when you move your body in the world, you will get motion sickness because you move your body with the mouse, and what you get is, okay, I'm looking in front, and my whole world is spinning in front of me, and it can get really dizzy.
Right.
So I've been working and watching and stalking people, seeing how they work,
Yeah.
how they work for the past year.
By the way, yeah, if y'all have seen Carlos anywhere around, like peeking out of the bushes, he's just watching how you walk. That's
yeah,
all.
it's for science. Sorry. So, and I've noticed that when we walk, we don't turn around like this, like a big robot, like what you do in normal first-person shooter.
Yeah, it's not a
exactly.
thing. It's
What we do is we look where we want to go, and if there's nothing there, like barrier or something, then we tell the order to our body to reorient. But first we look, and then we reorient. And that is what I have done. Let me go to beer olive testing to show it to you. Please be advised that I'm not using this hand for anything. So now, Mota, I look where I want to go, click a button, and my body reorients, which is the same way that your mind works in real life.
yeah,
And that's it.
So the idea is you have a single action that just binarily says, "Hey, reorient to
Yeah,
this path,"
exactly.
and that way that can be anything. That can be a foot switch. That can be they can free your hands up to do other things.
Yeah,
it doesn't separate the relational movement from the actual movement.
Exactly, and what you're doing, what you're actually rotating your head in the real world, which is amazing because in VR you want the players to constantly move. You don't want him to be like that and I'm afraid no.
Right.
It encourages the player to move his head, and there's actually another mode, which is constantly pressing the rotate body button, which is this one, and it's used, for example, to navigate and to walk like in a mirror.
You look like a
situation.
dolphin swimming, and I love that.
It's amazing. I mean, it feels amazing. You wanna try it?
No, I probably would not
Okay.
do well.
But it doesn't get any motion sickness at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this is another one. I'm picking objects, and the object stays always in the center. So if you want to see the parts of the object, again, you have to rotate your head, which is amazing for immersion in VR. And let's get to the other cool aspect of it. Because yes, with this movement, this head is used for nothing. I have detected some people still prefer the old way of rotating with the mouse button, and you can actually do that in VR Olive if you hold the right mouse button. And now
Okay.
I'm rotating it like I did. For me, in fact,
Kind of like old UDAK controls.
yeah, exactly. Some people like it, so well, it's there.
Yeah.
But what can we do with the other hand? Because now it's free. I mean, I can move my body and it's really accurate. Like I could navigate through here if I want. Like it's not like it's clunky or something. No, it's really
Wow,
accurate.
you elegantly platformed there.
Yeah, platform in VR, success.
Yeah.
So we can use this hand for shooting. Like now, my crosshair is not something fixed in the center of the screen, but it actually moves in the screen like if it was like Time Crisis or the House of the Dead.
Right. Yeah, so I don't know that the people through the stream can see it, but there's a tiny little cursor on the screen, and it doesn't always stay centered.
No,
So,
moving around.
yeah, like old light
Yeah.
gun games, it can actually, or House of the Dead, that can be not even light gun, you can play with the controller, right? You can move it
Exactly,
around.
and it feels so natural. I
And
mean,
so your mouse moves like a mouse does on the screen, but the actual body and camera stays the same.
yeah, in fact, I can
which,
do a lot of
which feels
magic
really
with it.
good.
Yeah, it does. So this is a wireless mouse, so that's why not. I am not having good timing, but I promise you guys, it's accurate.
Nice.
So yeah, that's the core of VR Olive.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, and I think it solves it stays within the realm of a lot of the simulation sickness no-nos, right? And it solves a lot of design challenges there, and you can probably create some seriously fun and interesting VR experiences, right, with that.
Yeah, exactly, because I've been thinking about the Steam Vive and other headset, and a lot of people are wanting to have like non-seated experience, like a stand-up experience.
Mm.
And I have thought about it, and a stand-up experience is more like a, well, what if you want to travel great distance? How do you do it in stand-up experience?
Right.
And even that, if the games do that well, you're stand-up with a headset that will cheat your brain, and if something like really scary happens in the game, you're probably going to break something in your room.
Right, yeah.
So I'm
you
really
react in an environment you don't have context to, right?
Exactly. So yes, I'm really aiming for a seated experience, and I hope more game developers do.
Yeah, definitely. I imagine like Mind being very difficult to do standing up. a non-seated experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you have such vast environments
Exactly.
that you've got to jump across and
Imagine like a game like Skyrim, but you have to actually walk.
yeah, those
real
miles and
life.
miles and then uphill that thing actually moves.
Yeah, wow, that
That would be
sad.
pretty rough. All right, we're getting a little close on time. And there's actually been a couple questions roll through. Did you want to grab those or
Yeah,
finish
sure.
what you're doing in Barcelona or at the university? Or we can hop into QA. I just. You have any intention of porting any of this to iOS or Android, or is it mostly just going to be a console?
No, it's going to be on console.
Gotcha. Cool. And more about the musician and artist.
Yep.
Where can we find him again? Just Google search.
Yeah, Google search.
Can you spell his name?
Chris Zarisky. Somebody actually put that on the live
It,
stream.
it was in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So we'll grab it from the chat later, and we'll try to get it in the recap as well. Did you have the composer create specific music create specialty music specifically for the game? Wow, was that hard?
No, we didn't. All the
Gotcha.
music was already existing music.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. And then let's see. Where'd you find the inspiration for mine?
Wow. I mean, there's not just one single
Yeah.
inspiration. It's like kind of both. If I'm to be honest, I'm not really a fan of modern art. I find it kind of not good. And I remember we were at class, my college. We did a modern art class, and there were this guy from America doing. They were called the land art artists, and what they did was they grabbed some rocks, like Robert Smithson, one of the artists of the land art. He grabbed some rocks, and he made a spiral on a lake here in America. I don't remember which lake, but anyway. And those rocks, you could see them in summer, but not in winter when the water was flooded. And that gave me the idea, wow, environments that can change depending on the context of the environment. And I measured that with my old idea of doing a first-person game where you don't shoot anything, and then created like mine. But a lot of inspiration. I mean, the Dark Tower books from Stephen King are a great set of inspiration. The TV show Mad Men, amazing set of inspiration. Even
it's so great. We were talking about that being an inspiration. Mad Men, right?
Yeah, it is. I mean,
it's great. I love that there's so many. You have so many different forms of media kind of spilling into this. One interactive experience.
It's dumb just to get the inspiration for video games. You have to dive further.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. And let's see. You said the UE4 version, will it be a standalone game or a free update to the original game?
No, of course. Everyone who buys the game now will get the free update.
Okay, awesome.
You don't have... I'm not a jerk.
No, that's awesome. Well, yeah, I'm glad you're making this change. I really can't wait to see what you end up doing with some of the advanced lighting and shading models, and 4 with your already beautiful environments. Right?
Honestly, I can't wait to do that too.
Well, you'll definitely have to keep us updated with it. And do you know how you? Can you briefly touch on how you design a puzzle like that?
Yeah, well, it's a lot of pencil.
Okay, so you start drawing
top down.
it out.
Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, what does the player knows? What has he learned in the game? And what do I want him to achieve?
Okay.
And then first I set up the exit. Where is the exit? Because the exit is not like in Portal with the exit sign. It's subtle sometimes. And when I do it, then I start building the bridge between what does the player know and where do I want him to go.
Okay, that's great. That's a really great breakdown. Well, cool. Let's see. I know we're only short on time today because I got to drag him down to the Raleigh Convention Center, and he's got to talk in about 30 minutes or so. But we got a couple more minutes. Just really touch on real quick what you're doing at University of Barcelona.
Yeah, in the University of Barcelona, which is also why I'm going to the Raleigh Center to talk. I'm teaching UE4 in Barcelona in two universities. One of them, they are not game developers at all. I think I'm kind of a pioneer in this section. I've teaching UE4 to non-game developer students.
Yeah, that's
and
awesome.
they are doing great. I mean, they don't know how to model, they don't know how to do textures, but they're so creative, and they find so much power in blueprints. There was this guy that made his current Naruto comics and he did a whole 2D game out of scanned masked parts of the comic.
Oh wow,
and it
yeah.
looks amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and they are. I don't know. I really like because they are not game developers, and so they do
Well, they are now.
well, kind of, because they do some really awesome stuff that a normal or typical game developer like you and me wouldn't think about at
Right.
first chance.
It's that it's a completely different perspective.
Yeah,
and when
exactly.
You have that, it's also good for you getting your influences from all these other places as well, right?
Exactly.
It all kind of ties into that same,
Exactly.
I guess, diversity of interest, right?
Yeah, exactly. And well, in the other university, in the University of Barcelona, what I teach is environment modeling.
Okay, environment modeling at University of Barcelona. Awesome. Well, cool. Thank you so much for coming out and chatting with
Thank you
us.
for
We're
inviting
gonna move over and announce the Game Jam theme real quick, and then we will wrap it up. So grab this from you here, and Alexander is doing all the behind-the-scenes work. And let's see what I got up in this. And we're live with Don't Put All Your Eggs in One Basket. So the jam starts now, goes through the weekend. We've set up an itch.io game jam page for it for submissions, and there's actually, we've opened it up to community voting, so you guys can vote on what y'all think the best games are, the ones that fit the criteria that we're looking at. You know, it's been us historically in the past. We wanted to open that power up to you guys to kind of see what you think and be encouraging to each other to make awesome things. So if you have issues with uploading to itch.io, you feel free to submit the old way. It's just we'll have to kind of move those and submit those for you to itch.io so we can make sure that the voting, your games can get voted there too. So it may be a delay or so there.
Amazing system.
Yeah, it's really cool. So we're really excited about it. Thanks for everybody that's always, you know, playing with us, jamming with us in the past, and we really can't wait to see what you guys do here in April. With that, let's get out of here.
Okay.
All right. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us. We
Thanks.
will see you next week.
Bye.